Hello everyone. In the previous lecture, we have studied transport services that are available to the application. So in this lecture, we will discuss about the transport services that are provided by the internet. And next topic is TCP three-way handshake. So starting with transport services that are provided by the internet. So when an application developer create a new network application for the internet, so at that time, first decision they have to make it is whether to use UDP protocol or TCP protocol. So let's understand transport layer protocol services. So the TCP and UDP are the transport layer protocol. In TCP services, TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, whereas UDP stands for User Datagram Protocol. So let's understand each of the services. In TCP services, it is connection oriented services. So here means it is a not setup is required between the two machine, a client and server process machine. So connection is already established. Whereas using the UDP, it is the connection less, means no connection before the two process start any of the communication. Now next one is provided by function. TCP provide point-to-point connection is established between the client and server before sending a message. Whereas using the UDP protocol, there is a no point-to-point connection is established before the sending messages. Then the usage of the TCP protocol is it is suited for the applications that require highly reliability and the transmission time is relatively less critical. Whereas in the UDP protocol, it is suitable for that application that need a fast, efficient transmission, such as games. So here, congestion control in TCP services. In TCP services, it provides the controlling sender and receiver. So sender can control when the network is overloaded, means network traffic is increasing, and also TCP service does not provide at least throughput guarantee, because when the throughput is less, means when some of the data lost, so it is an unreliable data transfer, so it is required 100% throughput, so it is not preferred in the real time application. This is provided by the TCP services. Whereas in the UDP service, it does not provide any congestion control mechanism. So the reliability will provided by these services as well as flow control, throughput, security is not provided by the UDP services. So this protocol is used in the real-time applications. Now, reliable data transfer in TCP services. So means sending and receiving data between the process, it is without error or in proper sequence. So it is the reliable data transfer. Then in UDP services, the data transfer is unreliable between the sending and receiving in client process. Now next one is used by other protocols in TCP like HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SMTP, and Telnet. Whereas in the UDP protocol, it is used by other protocols like DNS, DSCP, RIP, and so on. Then the sending the order of data packets is TCP rearrange of the data is specified, whereas UDP has the no inherent order as all packets are independent of each other. Then the speed of the transfer data is in TCP is slower compared to UDP, whereas UDP is the faster because there is a no error checking for the packets. Now next one is the data flow control. TCP does flow control, whereas handles the reliable way and congestion control, whereas UDP does not have an option for the flow control. Then next one is error checking in the TCP. So TCP does not error checking and error recovery. Here the packets are retransmitted from the source to destination, whereas UDP does error checking but simplify decimal packets, and error recovery is not obtained in the UDP protocol. Then the acknowledgement is received in the TCP protocol, whereas in UDP protocol there is a no acknowledgement. Then the handshake in the TCP protocol is done by the three ways: synchronization, and acknowledgement. Whereas using the UDP protocol, there is a no handshake is available. So now next topic is TCP three-way handshake process. So TCP stands for the Transmission Control Protocol, which indicates that it does something to control the transmission of the data in a reliable way. The process of the communication between devices over the internet, it happens according to the current TCP/IP suite model, and the application layer is the top of the TCP/IP model, whereas network reference application like web browser on the client side, it establishes connection to the server. So here from the application layer, the information is transferred the transport layer, where our topic is come to in the picture. Like the two important protocols of this layer is TCP and UDP. So out of which TCP is the, since it provides the reliability for the connection establishment. However, UDP is the DNS server to get the binary equivalent of the domain name used for the website. So now let's understand. TCP provides the reliable communication with something called positive acknowledgement with retransmission. So it is called as in the short form like PAR. So the protocol data unit of the transport layer is called as the segment. Now device is using PAR resend the data to until receives and the acknowledgement. So if the data unit is received, the receiver sides and then damage, it checks the data, it checks some functionality of the transport layer, and it is used for the error detection. Then the receiver discards segment, so the sender has a no recent data unit for which positive acknowledgement is not received. So you can realize from above mechanism that the three segments are exchanged between the client and receiver or server for a reliable TCP connection to get established. Let's delve how the mechanism will work. So here we can say that host A send a TCP synchronization package to host B. Now host B receives a synchronization. Then again host B sends the synchronization acknowledgement. After that, host A receives the B's synchronization. Then A sends acknowledgement and host B receives the acknowledgement. So TCP socket connection is established here. So in the step 1, synchronization, in the first step, client wants to establish connection with the server. So it sends segment with the synchronization sequence number, which is formed in the server that client is likely to start communicates with what the sequence number it starts segments with. Now in the step 2, synchronization and acknowledgement, server respond to the client request with the synchronization acknowledgement signal bits per set. So here acknowledgement signifies the response of the segment it received in the synchronization significance with the help of the sequence number. So it is likely to start with the segment with. Now third one step is acknowledgement. In the final part, client acknowledge the response of the server and they both establish the reliable connection which they can will start to actual data transfer. So the step 1 and 2 establish the connection parameter or sequence number for one direction and it's acknowledged. So and the step 2 and 3 establish the connection parameter like sequence number for the one other direction to its acknowledge. So within this, the full duplex communication is established here. Here, note that initial sequence number are randomly selected while establishing the connection between the client and server. Now, here in this slide, some protocols are defined in the short way. So, starting with the first protocol, Hypertext Transfer Protocol or HTTP protocol. So, it is an application level protocol for distributed collaborative hypermedia information system, and here port number for this is used mostly 80. Then the next protocol is the hyper HTTPS. So here hypertext transfer protocol secure. So here the extension of the hypertext transfer protocol, it is used for the secure communicate over the computer network and widely used on the internet. So here port number for HTTPS protocol is 443. Now next is FTP protocol, or we can say that file transfer protocol. So it is the standard network protocol that is used for the transfer of the computer files between the client and server on the computer network. Now next protocol is SMTP, or we can say that simple mail transfer protocol. So it is a communication protocol for electronic mail transmission. Now next protocol is Telenet. Here the name stands for the teletype network. So historically Telenet provides the access command line interface on the remote host. Then next one is SNMP. So it is called as the Simple Network Management Protocol. It is an internet standard protocol for collecting and organizing information in a way that manage the devices on the network or on the IP network are used for that modifying the information that are changed between the device behavior. Then next protocol is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol or DHCP protocol. It is a network management protocol that is used to automate the process of configuring devices on the IP network. Then next one is DNS protocol, or we can also call that domain name services. So it is the phone book of the internet. Here human access the information online through domain name like nighttime.com, then espn.com. So here web browser interact through IP protocol addresses. And here reminder one thing, IP address is always unique. Then next protocol is RIP or routing information protocol. So it is one of the oldest distance vector routing protocol, which employs the hop count as a routing metric. Then next one is VoIP or VoLP. So VoIP is the technology that convert your voice into digital signal and allowing you to make a directly call from the computer, where VoIP is the phone or other data driven class. So in the next lecture, we will discuss about the web and HTTP protocol in detail. Okay, thank you.